Good morning, children. Now we will move further to our last topic, that is isotopes. Now before starting with this topic, now you must be knowing about the atomic mass number and the atomic number. Now children, the mass number and the atomic mass is represented by using the formula. Yeah, it looks somewhat like this. The atomic mass and the atomic number of a chemical symbol can be represented in this way. If we will take the example of chlorine, here we can say that the atomic mass of chlorine is 35 and that of atomic number of the chlorine is 17. So in this way, the atomic mass of one type of chlorine atom is represented. Now children, why did I said one type of chlorine atom? Are there any more types of chlorine atoms? Yes, there are some chlorine atoms which have 20 neutrons instead of 18 neutrons in the nucleus. But how to represent these types? Yes, these type of atoms, they are represented in the form of isotopes. Now, here we have seen the chlorine atom have 18 neutrons in one atom while the other chlorine atom have 20 neutrons. That means they are the isotopic forms of chlorine. That means hence we can say that isotopes are nothing but the atoms of same elements with the different atomic mass. Similarly, we have several elements with isotopic form. For example, we can say the carbon atom. Now the carbon atom has 3 isotopes. As we can see here, the atom of 6 protons, each atom has 6 protons but different neutrons. You can see here children in the diagram. And the other carbon has 7 and the last one has 8. So in this way, these are the isotopes of a carbon and they are named as carbon 12, carbon 13 and carbon 14 respectively. Now children, this was about the different forms of the same element, that means isotopes. They are called as the isotopes. Now let's move further towards the uses of isotopes. Now children, isotopes, they are very radioactive in nature. That means they generate energy, and when they are generating energy, that means they are very useful. Let's see the uses of isotopes. Now, isotopes of some elements are radioactive. They are used in various fields such as industries, agriculture, medicine and research field. Now, uranium-235 is used for nuclear fission and production of electricity. Some radioisotopes like cobalt-60 are used in a medical treatment of fatal disease like cancer. Also, iodine-131 is used in the treatment of goiter. The radioactive isotopes are used for the detection of cracks, that is leakage in the underground pipes. Example, sodium-24. Radioactive isotopes are used for the food preservation from microbes. Last one, the radioactive isotopes, that is C14, is used for determining the age of archaeological objects. So children, here we have seen the different uses of isotopes because they are radioactive in nature, they are generating energy, hence they can be used in many different forms so that it can be utilized for the good purpose. Next, we will see the nuclear reactor. Now, as I have told you, it is radioactive in nature, it is generating energy, so it is used for the it is used as a fuel in the nuclear reactor. And which atom? Uranium. Uranium, which is having the atomic mass that is 235 and atomic number 92, it is used as a fuel in the nuclear reactor. Now what is nuclear reactor? Nuclear reactor is a machine that generates electricity on a very large scale by using the atomic energy. In the figure you can see children, in a nuclear reactor, the nuclear energy in atom is released by bringing about nuclear reactions on the nuclear fuel. Let us understand the nuclear reaction with the example of nuclear fuel, namely uranium-235. On the bombardment, which with slow speed of neutrons, the nucleus of the isotopes uranium-235 undergoes nuclear fission to form nuclei of two different elements, that is krypton-92 and barium-141, and 2 to 3 neutrons. On the bombardment, it is giving different types of elements like krypton-92 and barium-141, and also the neutrons are generated. On decreasing the speed, these neutrons bring about fission of more uranium-235 nuclei. In this way, a chain reaction of nuclear fission takes place. Large amount of nuclear energy is also released. So, during a chain reaction of fission, it is kept under the control to prevent the probable explosion, so that the explosion should not happen. To control the chain reaction in the nuclear reactor, it is necessary to decrease the speed and the number of neutrons. That means the speed is controlled so that the chain reaction can be controlled. For this purpose, the following provision is made in the nuclear reactor. So children, here we came to an end of this lesson. Now we have completed our lesson. See to that you are reading the lesson from the textbook nicely. Also, I am providing the notes after this lesson. Write the notes in your notebook with a good handwriting and preserve it nicely. Thank you children. Bye. Take care.